Welcome to Coffee and Conversations for Men, a podcast where two men, Jay Guy
and Brian Jones,
sit down to share their stories of struggles, successes, and everything in between as they navigate the ups and downs of life.
Each episode will dive into topics men are curious about as it relates to their fitness, nutrition, relationships, mental health, and being a lifelong learner. If you're looking for real talk, honest discussions, and practical advice, you're in the right place.
So grab your coffee
Or your favorite drink.
and sit back and join us for some candid conversations that will inspire, motivate, and remind you that you are not alone on this journey. So let's
Get started. Some of the strongest habits I carry didn't come from men.
They came from the women who raised us, challenged us, and refused to let us settle.
The ones who showed up early, stayed up late, and held it together even when no one else could. The ones who told us the truth even when we didn't want to hear it.
We talk a lot in our episodes about redefining masculinity through discipline, finance, grief, finding your tribe, body image, addiction, insecurities, and dealing with stress, and even dealing with failure. But we don't talk enough about where those lessons began.
In kitchens, on long drives, in tough conversations, and in the way they lived their lives when no one was watching.
So in this episode, we're slowing it down.
down.
We're taking a closer look at giving credit where credit is long overdue. The habits that shaped us and the standards that they set for us.
And the lessons we carry forward into our fitness, our relationships, and our mindset, and the way we show up every day. This isn't about perfection, it's about influence.
It's about ownership and it's about respect.
For the women who made us better, often without asking for anything in return.
This isn't just your typical conversation. This is a salute.
Habits we learn from
The influential women who shaped our lives.
All right, what's in your cup today, Jay?
Today I'm drinking Grizzly Claw from
Grizzly
Kicking
Claw.
Horse Coffee.
Ooh,
It is
tell us about it.
It's a dark roast. It's really nice. It's a dark roast, and the tasting notes are dark chocolate, decadent. I don't know what decadent means.
It's a word they put in there, but
Yeah. I don't know what flavor decadent is, but the tasting notes are rich, dark chocolate, decadent.
Ooh,
It is actually really good. I
Good,
really enjoy it. yeah.
good.
Yeah. How about yourself?
All
What do you got
right.
tonight?
The coffee tonight, it's a decaf, only because we are recording later. And I would be wired if I didn't have a decaf right now because of our taping. So I went back to Streets Ahead Coffee Roasters, and that's with Chris and Tiffany,
Yeah, can't go wrong.
our faithful followers.
Yeah.
And tonight is Sloth Bod,
Oh my
a
God.
decaf. And it actually tastes like coffee. If I had two cups,
Yeah.
I would not guess which one was decaf.
Really?
That's how good it is. It's full-bodied. There's a natural sweetness to it, and it's notes of dried oranges, toffee, and apricot jam with this smooth, velvety finish.
Oh
That
shit.
is how it's described.
That sounds really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good.
Wow.
And Chris and Tiffany, family-run business.
Yeah.
It's small batch brewing that they have. Ontario-based. They live in Woodstock. They roasted in Kitchener. They've got a slew of them that they have on their website to order, and we've ordered them before. But
Yeah.
tonight is Sloth Bod.
Nice. Nice. It sounds amazing.
It does, and
Yeah.
it tastes great.
Yeah.
Tastes great.
All the tasting notes in there sound really amazing. I don't know about the decaf for me, but it sounds
You know what? I'm
amazing.
going to slip some in just for you to try,
I love it.
just to see if you can tell the difference.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Sounds
right.
good to me.
All right, good. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
This episode, we're focusing on influential women. For the month of May,
Yep.
Mother's Day in there and honoring women. Why are we focusing specifically on influential women?
I think it pays tribute. Okay. First of all, I think it would be wrong of us to do a Mother's Day episode because I feel like there's more influence than just mothers to pay Mother's Day tribute, right? And I think in the month of May, with it being around Mother's Day, I feel like it's an opportunity for us to acknowledge influential women. Not just Happy Mother's Day. I've got some pretty influential women in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Me too. And I think it's important to recognize that influence has shaped us with our habits, our values, our behaviors,
Yeah.
our attitudes.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about why we tick and the influential women that created that in us.
I can't wait to dive in
Okay.
and share my stories with you. I can't wait to hear yours. I can't wait for this episode to unfold because I am really proud of my notes and I am really proud of the women in my life. And I'm really looking forward to talking about
Good.
them.
All right, let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, Brian, this is a little different in this episode where it's not just me saying, so what do you got for fitness, Brian? This is going to be a very special one for me. They're all going to be very special, but this is, you know exactly how special this segment is for me. This will be grandmothers.
All right.
You want me to kick this off?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Go for it.
So this will be grandma. So my grandma was an absolute joy to be around, as you already know. She was an absolute saint. And I say that with confidence because I'm sure she is. I'm sure they've already anointed her. If you spent 5 minutes in conversation with this woman, you and everyone else walks away with the same opinion that she's an absolute gift to this world. She rode the TTC every day. And she talked to every stranger that she saw. Anybody that she ever came across, she always chatted. Didn't matter who they were, didn't matter what they looked like, didn't matter what walk of life they were from. She chatted. Always. She spread joy and love everywhere she went. And she's literally a saint. I'm not even kidding you. She's literally a saint. And it would not surprise me one bit if she was on door duty in heaven right now. It would not surprise me one bit if she said to St. Peter, "You've been doing this long enough, Peter. You really deserve a break. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll man the door for a minute. Yeah, I got this. Yeah. Just go do whatever makes you happy. I got this, right?" Would not surprise me one bit at all. She's just like that. She knows what you need and she will meet your need. It would not surprise me at all if she's up there on door duty. And if she is, oh my, we're in good hands. We're in good hands if she's the one who's meeting you at the door. She's welcoming and warm. And if you're in her presence, you feel that warmth and you feel that love and the tenderness that just radiates from her. And even if your world was turning upside down and everything was going to shit, she had that ability to make you forget that everything was falling apart.
She'd serve you lemon pie.
Oh my
God.
Pie. She would. When everything was literally turning to shit, she'd be like, you know what we could use right now? Let's go on down to Loblaws and get ourselves a pie. She just had the ability to just make you forget. She just had that ability to just make you smile. And she just had that ability to let you know that everything's going to be okay. And that's the kind of lady she was. I don't know what she was like as a mother, but I do know my father adores her and adored her. And but as a grandmother, she was an unbelievable force. She was powerful, warming, caring, nurturing. And I got to tell you, when I say she's an absolute saint, I don't stutter. She was an absolute saint. And in every sense of the way. She really had just this uncanny knack of knowing what you needed in that moment. And she met you in that moment and she met you with an abundance, whether it was compassion or love or guidance or influence. She just met you there. She knew what you needed and she gave it to you.
Yeah, I remember at the funeral visitation, the slides are going and the stories that were happening around the room. Every time a picture would come up, there would be a cousin or an uncle or a relative pitch in about this story. I remember when.
Honest to God. She was just like that for everybody that met her. And she was full of compassion. She was full of love. And in your darkest days, she gave you hope. Whatever it was that you needed, she just had it. I miss her so much. And she is the absolute example of how to live and how to love.
Fantastic. What a tribute.
Honestly, Brian, that was so nice to talk about her.
I could tell. I could tell. My grandma, I'm going to talk about both my grandmothers.
Okay.
I had a very quiet but powerful influence on me. And from them, I learned that discipline of hard work and the value of really staying grounded. Talk less and more action. And they taught me to see the good in the people and to hold my tongue when words don't add value, which was really interesting. Yeah. And if you couldn't say anything kind, then you simply didn't say it. Both of my grandma. And maybe that was because they had party lines. I remember party lines where there were multiple people on the same phone line. And you might have had a short ring and a long ring. So that you knew it was your phone that was ringing. If you had two longs, it was somebody else's and you didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I do remember that.
You just pick up a line and hear other conversations going on. So maybe that was because That's how they never spoke ill of anyone, because they never knew
Who
who
is
may
this?
be eavesdropping on their
Oh,
phone calls.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
regardless, they role modeled that you never talked ill of anyone.
Mm.
And they showed me what optimism really looks like. Not blind positivity, but a steady belief that the cup is always half full.
Aw.
Even in the darkest moments, when my dad's mom, my grandmother, lost her husband, which is my grandfather, she didn't dwell in sorrow. She honored a life that was well lived. And that perspective stayed with me. My other grandmother, that's my mom's mom, died before her husband, my grandfather. And but they had specific roles in their marriage.
Okay.
And when she died, my grandfather didn't unfortunately have a clue about doing certain jobs and really struggled, because she had her job
Yeah.
for 50, 60 years,
Yeah.
and he had his jobs.
Yeah.
And so we would call grandpa up and say, okay, can you lock the door? Because that was grandma's job to do.
Oh.
Oh, right, gotta do that, gotta do that, gotta do that.
Yeah.
So it was really a lesson they both taught me about how to make a marriage partnership work, of a shared decision making and shared
Mhm.
roles. That was interesting. But both grandmothers were really practical, really resourceful, always prepared, always an apron on. Hands were busy, heart was open. And from them, I learned to be dependable, to take care of what's in front of me, and to serve others without needing any recognition at all,
Mm.
because that's how they lived their life.
Yeah.
And they could be trusted with anything: loyal, discreet, steady. And above all, they lived with generosity, always putting others before themselves.
Yeah.
Always, always. And because of them, I carry these habits of kindness, resilience, humility, and hopefully a quiet strength. And their influence didn't just shape how I live, it shaped really how I see the world.
Mm.
And I see it as the cup's half full, the cup's not half empty. And I don't have time for negative people in my life.
Mhm.
I shield their energy from me, because I don't have time to
Yeah.
soak up that any negative energy. And I think that's from my grandmothers.
Yeah, and that's probably why they never spoke ill of anybody, because they never let anybody's negative energy get in.
Bingo.
Yeah, I wonder if that's exactly what it was. There was no need to speak ill because I don't have time for that. Yeah. Did they have any quotes? My grandma had two quotes. She never said no.
Okay.
My grandma always said, "We'll see."
We'll see.
And the other one, she says, "That's the way, by golly."
That's the way, by
That's the
golly.
way,
I
by
love
golly.
it.
All right, Brian, let's move from grandmothers to mothers.
All right. Now, my mom deeply rooted in community service and leadership. From her volunteer work in with the Cancer Society, Neighborhood Watch, church, 4-H, junior farmers, she did it all.
Wow.
And she modeled what it means to show up and contribute consistently. And she taught me hospitality and generosity. She hosted big family gatherings, feeding for everybody. And there's always multiple desserts on the table. And that you just sat down and you could have pie and cake and tarts and
I would
cookies.
have loved
That,
her.
oh my gosh. And people feel at home when they're with mom. Incredibly hardworking, balanced raising 4 kids, a farm life, volunteering, and running a household. And she passed down some really practical skills to me: with cooking, baking, preserving food, caring for the home. She really showed resiliency and strength, especially through the challenging time. She had a stroke six years ago. Mobility is affected, but still smart as a tack.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Incredible memory, and
Mm.
shows resilience and strength, especially through that really challenging time, because the rug was pulled out from under her when she had that stroke.
Yeah,
It
but
really
kept her
affected what
wits?
she did. She
Ah.
did. She still does.
Yeah.
And she really demonstrated that caregiving, that ability to accept care. Not everybody at that age after a stroke are going to let other people pick up the slack, but she realized she had to do that. And she made relationships a priority. She kept in touch with people. There was always birthday cards and thank you cards, and she really connected the family together. Always encouraged us kids to be involved, pushed us to join activities, sports, and community groups. And what was really impresses me, that she supported our independence. She wanted us to be really independent and want us to do what we love. Meant leaving the farm. It was a 6th generation farm
Yeah.
of dairy farming. She and Dad knew that you just need more than a love for the farm to make it work. So they encouraged
So she
us to
understood that
go.
early?
She encouraged us to do our
Okay.
own things. I went into teaching.
Yeah.
My brother went into technology. My other brother went into marketing and sales. And we all have successful careers. And we help out on the farm when we can.
Yeah.
It's a 100-acre farm, and it's still being worked. But they knew that in order for us to love our life, we need to do what we had this passion for.
Right.
So she lived by values of faith, a very strong churchgoer, and responsibility and humility. And she taught me that a meaningful life is built on showing up, caring for others, and staying connected. And I really equate love with action. I feel this natural pull to be dependable. Help people out when you can, and you hold a high standard for contribution. And as a result, I find meaning in being useful, not just being successful in tasks, but really being
in
useful
action.
in action.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot of those skills, and I call her every night at 7:00 unless I'm doing a podcast episode with you. But she knows that
Sorry,
in
Mom.
advance. I said last night, I said, I'm not calling tomorrow night. I'm with my buddy Jay doing another episode. And she goes, that's fine. We'll hear you the next night.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, Mom.
So tell me a little bit about your mom, because I know there's quite a service part.
There is. There's a whole lifetime of service when it comes to my mom.
Tell me about it.
My mom has been a part of the Girl Guides for 55 years.
55 years?
55 years, yep. In some cases, she's had multiple generations come through her troop. I don't know if I actually call it a troop or not, but through her Girl Guide core, troop, group, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, we'll call it a troop. She's had multiple generations of families come through her troop. And you don't spend 55 years dedicating your life to something and not expect to serve. That's the definition of service. Yeah. You talk about dedication, you talk about service, and she loves to serve. My whole life, I've seen her collect pine cones. I've seen her collect buttons and bottles and toilet paper rolls, cardboard boxes, and the list goes on and on. I didn't get it at the time when I was a kid. And I'm like, what are we doing with all this stuff? But it was all for the sake of crafting with her troop. And it goes beyond her troop. Now as a dad, now as an adult, I can see that. The bottles, the pine cones, all of those things was an opportunity to spend with people, with her troop, with now her grandkids. It was an opportunity for her to craft and create. And she does that so well when she's with her grandkids. I don't know about for her Girl Guides, but I don't see them. But for her grandkids, oh, Brian, she's at the table with all of her grandkids, 7, 8 of them at the table. And she's there crafting and gluing and creating and painting. And oh, she's just incredible. And she's making memories out of these pieces that she's collected and saved so that they could make memories together at that table. I've come to learn that the Girl Guides is her extended family. That's exactly what they are for her. You don't dedicate yourself to 55 years and not love it. I'm telling you, she loves Girl Guiding. If we go somewhere, people recognize my mom. And I'm not going to say her name on the podcast, but people recognize my mom and they'll call out to her. And she'll wave and we'll be like, oh, Mom, who was that? And she's from so-and-so, Jamboree and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Everybody knows my mom because she's been around forever. She's a leader. She's a mentor to so many young ladies. She's sacrificed her time, energy, and sometimes with her family to be with her troop. And anywhere she's needed and any way that she's needed, you can count my mom's going to be there.
Cool.
Yeah. And she will make sure that everyone is fair to the letter. If you got 6 buttons, you better believe I got 6 buttons. I don't have 7. You better believe it. She cannot stand bullying, and she cannot see somebody else do without. She hates confrontation, but she will not see somebody be mistreated. Not in her presence. She absolutely hates confrontation, but she will stand up for the ones that are being mistreated. She hates bullying, hates it. And my mom is very quiet with her life lessons. But if you're willing to look hard enough and listen long enough, you'll come to see that it's all there.
Wow.
All right, Brian, we've done grandmoms, mums. I think it's time we shift gears now and go to wives
Sure.
and daughters.
All right. All right. I'm going to add my granddaughter in that too now.
Oh,
True.
that's
Okay.
sweet.
Okay. But
Yeah.
let's start with our anchors,
Oh,
our
yes.
spouses.
Our
Okay.
spouses, yes.
All right.
Definitely our anchors, our rocks.
So let's hear about yours.
Okay. So, my wife, my heart, my soulmate, my everything, really. I've talked about her on numerous conversations on this podcast, and it's no surprise that she is one of the most influential women in my life. That's no shocker for anybody who's tuned in long enough. Believing in me and betting on me daily. Nobody does that more than she does. Encouraging me to be my best self, my authentic self, and she's truly my best friend. She really is. And it's a blessing to say that she's my person, and to get to hear her say that I'm her person is truly wonderful. It just means so much to me to hear her say in conversation with other people, yeah, that's my person. He's my favorite person. That's a blessing. Absolutely, I'm grateful for that. We have two incredible kids together, and we have made an incredible life together. I believe in her, and she believes in me. We are each other's life partners in every sense of the word. We are absolutely loving doing this life together. Like, I just wouldn't do it with anybody else. I really just wouldn't want to. God, she makes me emotional. She is an unstoppable force. She believes in me and I believe in her, and that makes us together in an unstoppable couple. When we are on the same page, when we are on the same wavelength, and we are fighting for the same thing, get out of the way. We will run you over. We are unstoppable. We believe in each other that much. Just get out of the way. I don't think anyone has had a bigger influence on me than my wife. She's a powerful woman. She's confident beyond measure. Her independence is unmatched. She's brilliant and beautiful. She's capable of corporate domination, but will melt me with a single touch. She's so soft and loving, but she will demand respect in a corporate setting meeting room. She's a force, man. She is capable and loving and nurturing to everyone that she knows. She's the most loyal person you will ever meet. She's an incredible mom. I couldn't have asked for a better partner to raise children with. Like, she's just amazing. She also has more best friends than I think anyone's allowed to have. But that just speaks volumes to the character that she has. Everybody wants to be her friend because that's just who she is. She's an incredible daughter-in-law, and she absolutely 100% is my family's rock. She is our glue. She is our rock. She is what holds us all together. She's the foundation of our family. And I am truly blessed to have the privilege of spending my life with my wife, making the memories that we have. My life is, oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. My life is so much greater than I could have ever imagined. And that's largely because of her. She is my whole entire world.
Wow.
That was a whole lot less emotional writing my show notes than it was talking about her.
I can tell. When I talk about my wife, who's my anchor, she's the steady in the storm. Watching her as a retired ICU nurse, very calm on the outside, even with intense situations going on, she's really taught me how to regulate my own reactions. And I've learned that strength doesn't have to be loud. It can be very grounded and measured and very reassuring, because she had some scenarios happen at the hospital that she had to be pretty calm on the outside to make sure things were going to go like they should go.
In an incredibly chaotic situation?
It was.
Oh, okay.
And she thinks very clearly. She acts intentionally. She's very logical, mathematical way of moving through life. Even when she creates a grocery list, it's the order that you walk into a store. It's that sequenced, so that very mathematical, logical.
Wow.
All her crafts are mathematical, logical that she involves herself in. And she has this influence on on me when I make decisions to think very logical, mathematical, and weigh out the pros and cons, very more structured than I am in that area.
Right.
She leads with empathy, compassion, or sincerity aren't just qualities I admire. They've softened my own approach to people. I think through her that I've learned to be a deeper listener, to respond and understand instead of react.
Okay.
And that leads to her that she honestly seeks understanding first. Her habit of trying to understand before being understood has reshaped how we communicate. And it's made me more patient, less defensive, and more open in conversations that matter. And there are times I've blown it. Yes, there are times I've pissed her off. And I know that after a cooling off period, she seeks to understand and then explains her feelings and her interpretation of my actions and how they were hurtful or careless.
Right.
And communication is key.
Yeah.
And it's something that I need to work on. She's also taught me that the joy in the everyday, her humor, her creativity, her talent, her baking, sewing, quilting, her bringing warmth to the daily life. Through her, I've been reminded that joy just doesn't have to be on a grand scale. It can be very small, meaningful ways to bring joy in our life. She values devotion in a partnership. I call her a soulmate for me, and it's something deeper than that. And she's shown what commitment, presence, a real partnership should look like over time. And it's the kind of love that doesn't just exist, it shapes you who you become within yourself. She's also very present for family. Watching her as a mother and a grandmother has deepened my own appreciation for family. She's shown me that showing up consistently and lovingly is one of the most powerful legacies a person can leave. And her whole influence on me, she's brought balance of strength and softness into my life, and she's helped me become more grounded, more thoughtful, more connected to others that are around me. And for all those reasons, there are times I wonder if I deserve such an outstanding human being.
Yeah. I feel like both of us feel like we married up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
I know I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that she keeps me around because there are times I'm a complete ass. Really.
That was beautiful, Brian. We're going to move on now to our daughters. We both have daughters.
Yeah. You have two? I have two.
We both have two daughters. Yes. All right. You go ahead.
Sure.
You kick this off.
My daughters have influenced me in ways that continue to shape how I think, how I create, and how I adapt to things. From them, I've learned the value of patience. Not just waiting, but trusting the process and allowing things to come together in their own time. I can remember my wife's was a shift worker before she retired. So there were times where you got the girls off to bed and you got them up, you got them to school, and you picked them up and the whole bit. And there were times where I was so tired at night, and I didn't want to fight with them in the morning before they went to school. I would dress them in their school clothes when they went to bed. So they were already in their clothes the next morning for school. Yes, not every night. I'm just saying there were times where I was just exhausted. I cannot do this with two daughters in the morning. So I would say patience is something that I've learned from my daughters. And they've taught me how to see possibilities where others might see nothing. Their ability to make things out of nothing and find the hidden value in things. They are true bargain shoppers.
Okay.
They have a really sharp eye and a deep appreciation for being resourceful. They're great thrifters. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They know their stuff.
They can sniff out a deal.
Oh yeah. And that's valuable. Their creativity is constant and inspiring. And I'm just watching them build, design, and bring ideas to life has helped me embrace my own creativity and think outside the box. So they've taught me that. And they just don't imagine things. They really just execute them. And they take after their mom from that. As an entrepreneur, they've shown me what it means to take a passion and turn it into something real. And because they're of the technology age and expertise and social media, and it evolved from there. They had very successful businesses online, thousands of followers, did very successful, with their independent companies that they created and owned and generated funds, which was amazing for parents to see. And it taught me a
Yeah.
lot about just reflecting on their talent and commitment. And what they've also done is they've instilled in me a respect for sustainability and intention. They recycle, they repurpose things, they research tirelessly for the best deals, reminding me that value isn't always something that you spend on. It's seeing something what it's worth.
Yeah.
And because of them, I've grown in patience, I've grown in creativity, adaptability, and vision. And they've shown me that with the right mindset, you can build something meaningful of just about anything.
No, nice.
So it's been really exciting them to grow up. Now, we worked hard for them to be independent, and all of a sudden, now that they are independent, we're pissed off.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. You want them to grow
Yeah.
and awesome, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting to see.
Yeah. As parents, that's what you want. You raise them up to be on their own.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you and your daughters?
My daughters, my greatest gifts, my greatest accomplishments. If nothing else is on my headstone, it should just say, I did that. That they are my greatest gift. They are my great. I've said it in a different episode. I always knew I wanted to be a dad, and every day they allow me to feel that every single day. They are incredible kids. My children are brilliant and brave and bold and beautiful, inspiring, and they are wonderful human beings, trying to challenge the world to be better every single day. My children have taught me a lot about love over the years. A lot of things like it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be forgiven for making mistakes. And it's okay to forgive yourself for making mistakes, which I'm still working on. I have a hard time with that. They are constantly putting themselves out there and trying new things and trying to figure out just who they are, where they fit in this world. And watching them navigate as young adults is truly inspiring for a dad. To watch them constantly challenge the narrative, to watch them as young ladies constantly have viewpoints that are challenging, engaging, and for the betterment of mankind. They are truly inspiring kids. And I have no doubt that they will be influential to the next generation, whether that's their children, their nieces, their nephews, or role models to others. But it just doesn't stop there. They are just so impactful. They are just so well spoken, and they are just so full of compassion. They so often fight fights that aren't even theirs. But because they're world conscious, they are constantly fighting for those that are right and just, and they just hate unfairness. And so they're constantly growing and learning and teaching me about world issues and where they stand on theirs. They are incredible kids, and I'm truly blessed to share my life with them. They've taught me that even when I've made mistakes, I'm a fantastic father. They have undoubtedly influenced me in so many ways. And I can tell you, I have learned so much patience and gentleness from my children in the last couple of years. They are one hell of an influence on me, and I do not take that lightly. And my advice, God, I can't help but get emotional. My advice is the 4 P's. Be present, be patient, be persistent, and be proud. Be present. Show up every day. Just show up and be your best self. Be patient. Be better than you were yesterday. It takes time. And that in itself requires patience. Be persistent. Be persistent with your thoughts and your actions. It takes a lot of effort to change things, so stick with it. Be proud. Don't forget to take time to reflect on just how far you've come and how much you've overcome. And allow yourself to congratulate yourself every now and again.
Oh my gosh, fantastic.
My children taught me that, the 4 Ps.
Let's put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. So you want to talk about influence? I think both of our children have taught us so much.
And are still teaching us.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God.
I just need to add the influences my granddaughter has had on me.
Okay.
I know you're not at the stage yet of being a grandpa,
Not
but
yet.
I am
Yeah.
into it. And my granddaughter isn't just growing,
Mm.
she's quietly teaching me how to live again in ways that I have forgotten. And it's amazing. She doesn't even know she's doing it, but her curiosity without hesitation, her constant whys, how come, is a reminder that life isn't meant to just be rushed. It's meant to be explored. And she's teaching me how to do that, to stay open to questions and to let wonder and curiosity just happen. She's present over pressure. And what I mean by that as a 3-year-old, she lives fully in the moment.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
replaying yesterday, no worrying about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Through her, I'm learning how to just slow down and actually just be. And she finds joy in the simple things. When we FaceTime, a call or a visit, and just her face lights up. And as a result, mine lights up. And she's knowing that happiness is not complicated, it's sitting right there in front of you.
Yeah.
And she's emotionally honest. She doesn't filter her feelings. She feels and expresses them freely. She's reminding me it's okay to be authentic and to feel deeply and to show it without overthinking things. She's spontaneous in her play. Here's a book. Can you read it? Want to play? We're going to play castle. We're going to play house. We're going to play store. It doesn't matter if we're playing pet shop or restaurant or bouncing on a bed. It's just sheer joy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play hide and seek with a 3-year-old, but they just cover their eyes and they hide in the same spot. And if they have their eyes covered, that means you can't see them.
Of course.
Of course.
That just makes sense.
It makes sense. And
Yeah.
I just love it. I love it. And she's inviting me to just loosen that grip on control and rediscover that playfulness, even as an adult. There's connections without conditions. The way she smiles at me on screen or in person is pure and unfiltered. And she's reminding me what it means to love and be loved without expectations.
That's
and
beautiful.
She's influencing
Yeah.
me. She's softening me up. She's grounding me. She's bringing me back to the essentials of just being human. And you know what? She's just not a granddaughter. She's this gentle teacher showing me that life isn't about having all the answers, but it's staying open to all the questions, if that makes sense.
That's beautiful.
And I think one of the most important lessons that I'm learning from her, that I don't need to become someone new. I just need to remember who I am, who I was before my career, and the circumstances in life that made me in a rush.
Oh, yeah.
So just slowing down.
Yeah.
What a gem.
And it
What a
sounds
gem.
to me, it sounds like her joy is contagious.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, like you can't help but want to be in that moment with her.
Yeah.
Full of joy, full of play.
I love my daughters wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
However, fun with the grandchild. And if I knew how fun it would be, I would skip the parenthood part and just jump right to being a grandpa.
Oh, God.
That isn't possible. No. So it's exciting.
And I remember a few good episodes back. There was Damon Wayans.
Oh, my gosh.
Remember? And he said, when you're a grandparent, you learn to love your grandchildren like you should have loved your children.
Yeah.
And I don't get it fully because I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But it does make sense to hear you talk about your granddaughter.
Oh my gosh.
I can connect the dots.
What a gem.
It just feels
What a
raw
gem.
and authentically joyful.
This next section we're going to call boundaries
And behaviors.
So what do you got for influential women in your life?
So 2 things that I've taken a good long time to learn. I'm on my third therapist.
Okay.
That's why I say a good long time.
Okay.
Because I'm on my third therapist. So my first therapist was a male.
Okay.
And he was great.
Okay.
He is a very successful therapist. We were more bros than anything else.
Okay.
And so that just wasn't working for me.
All right.
Yeah. I viewed it that way.
All right.
I was able to just not. Yeah. I viewed it that way.
All right.
And then my next 2 were both females and fantastic. I've learned so much from both of them. I can't speak for everyone, but regarding finding a therapist, finding the right therapist for yourself is so crucial to doing the work for therapy. So if you're listening and you're on that track and you're on that journey of finding a therapist and you're just like, oh, it's not working for me. You just haven't found the right one yet. Just keep trying. Yours is out there. I've learned so much from my 2 female therapists. I've spoken about setting boundaries for myself and for others in previous episodes. And learning how to do that was quite painful for me. Learning how to set boundaries was very new for me, and it felt very foreign. So it took me a long time to understand the difference between a boundary and a request. Please don't talk to me that way is a request. But setting a boundary for yourself is more, yeah, you're not going to talk to me that way. This conversation's over. That's a boundary. I'm removing myself from the negative energy. I'm setting a clear boundary of what I'm going to permit and promote. And therefore it's not a request. This is just over. That's a boundary. I had a hard time figuring that out. Really hard time understanding that what the difference was between a boundary and a request. So I've talked at great length about changing behaviors and learning behavior patterns for myself and learning what makes me tick. They have taught me compassion and kindness and self-care. And that in itself took a long time to understand for myself. Self-compassion, self-love, self-care was really hard for me. Yeah, it was really hard for me. And they were persistent and they kept going and we just kept working at it and we kept working at it. And they just didn't let me drop that ball. They just kept pushing until I got it, until I got the self-compassion, until I got a little forgiveness for myself, before I showed myself a little love, a little self-hug. They just wouldn't let it go. And I'm grateful for them for that. Teaching me that before you try to change anything about you, let's just learn who you are first. And the rest will just start falling into place.
Right. It does.
Yeah. My first therapist taught me that it's okay to be me.
Everybody else is taken.
I'm pretty friggin' awesome. Yeah. And it's okay to be me. Yeah, everybody else is taken. Yeah. That although there were going to be a lot of hard sessions and a lot of hard conversations that I would want to quit, and I really did want to quit, but that I was worth the effort. And she would never, ever miss an opportunity to tell me, no, you're worth the effort. You're worth it. Just keep trying. Just keep persisting. My second therapist allowed me to explore parts of myself that I wasn't so comfortable with, that I didn't so much, and that I really hated looking at. They taught me how to express myself, how to communicate with myself and others. With their help, I love who I am. And I can honestly say that. I love who I am. And I am comfortable in my own skin now. I love how I see myself. I love how I feel about myself. And those women helped me change my life.
Wow.
Okay, Brian. Whoa.
Mine's a little bit lighter.
That's your turn.
Mine's a little bit lighter than what you just discussed. Because over the course of my 32 years in education, I had the privilege of working alongside 9 exceptional admin assistants.
Wow.
In my career. 9 women who shaped the way I worked, led, and stayed grounded. They were the quiet force behind the scenes, and their influence on me had an everlasting effect for the 32 years. And from them, I developed this whole habit of organization and intentional planning. They were masters at scheduling and filing and managing the flow of a demanding day. And because of them, I learned to respect time, mine and other people. I approach each day with clarity, structure, and purpose. Even to this day, I'll have an agenda for the day. What do I want to accomplish? And I'll make it even down to times. And does it sound anal? Yeah, maybe. But boy, do I get stuff done.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah.
And they've strengthened my communication skills in a way that I could not have done it alone. They're frontline communicators with the public. They role model professionalism, tactfulness, and responsiveness. I learned how to be a better listener, how to respond thoughtfully, and to ensure that people felt really heard and valued. And they taught me to prioritize, which I need a lot of skill in that area of what was important, what needed to be done immediately, what could wait, and what could be wait till next week.
Okay.
That's there. But it was always done with professionalism on the way I contacted people, I resolved issues, I had meetings to attend, the decisions I needed to make. They had all the background information ready for me to make that decision,
Okay.
which was really powerful. And their ability to troubleshoot under pressure just sharpened my problem solving skills.
Mm.
And it's them, no. And one of the schools had a staff of 60, and the admin assistant and myself and the vice principal. Without the admin assistant, we'd be lost.
Yeah.
Completely. Another school, we had 54 different languages.
Wow.
And this admin assistant helped me appreciate this whole value of diversity and understanding that each family needed the time and energy and effort to put in to make them feel welcome and heard and valued and appreciated.
Mm.
So that was a great help. And they also taught me the importance of emotional balance. Their sense of humor just reminded me that I cannot take life so serious.
Okay. Can you give me an example?
Okay. So here, my very first admin at this school, I was a classroom teacher. And first day of school, I am up at the chalkboard. That's how long it is, not even whiteboard, it's chalkboard. And I bend over to, I write on the date on, and I bend over to pick up the chalk, and my fly breaks.
Oh.
I have no fly.
Oh.
The kids are going to be arriving in 15 minutes, and I have pants on with no fly. So I go to the admin assistant. I say, I just need some safety pins. She says, don't you worry, Brian. I will get you some. So I go back to my room. I'm panicking because this is my very first day. I have no fly. It's busted completely. I hear on the PA, anyone with safety pins, please drop them off at our rookie teacher's classroom because he has no fly. I could have died 100 deaths.
Oh my God. Are you
They
serious?
howl to this day.
My God.
When I retired 32 years later, I get this package of safety pins.
No
in
way.
The courier.
No kidding.
From staff that was on. It just taught me to say, you know what? Regardless of what happens, calm down.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Don't take yourself so seriously.
That is hilarious.
This is also the school. The secretary, the same admin assistant who wrote a letter to me, a fake letter from the phys ed consultant saying that I had missed an important sex education workshop.
What?
For my class. And I was to call this number to get material.
No.
And I thought, oh my gosh, how could I miss an important a workshop? So I go in the office, I pick up the phone, I call, and the phys ed consultant answers, and I say, I'm Brian, I'm so sorry I've missed your workshop. And he goes, what workshop? And I go, oh, the one on sex education for primary classes. And he goes, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And then I hear this giggling on the other side of the office door. And it's not only the admin assistant, but the other female staff are just howling. And I say to the guy on the phone, I say, you know what? I think I've just been had. I apologize for bothering you. And I hang up. I open the office door, and sure enough, they are just howling. But what it did is it taught me that life is, you just can't treat everything so serious.
Yeah, 100%.
Where is the joy of coming to work?
Yeah.
Where is the joy in living? And so these 9 admin assistants, we had lots of fun. We did lots of work. Oh my gosh, they saved my butt so many times.
Right.
But just the value of support and teamwork was so important that they taught me. And because of them, I carry these habits of organization, clear communication, adaptability, composure, and a deep respect for people who make everything work behind the scenes.
That's crucial.
The general public really has no idea all that work that goes on to make you look good. And these wonderful individuals did that.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, Brian, that's hilarious. The work stories are hilarious. I could actually see your face drop. I could just envision that. What do you mean? This isn't the sex? This isn't the sex line? What?
I know.
Oh my God.
And I know that Both of us have worked with some influential women
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
And I know a little bit about this next story you're going to share.
Yeah.
And we're going to call it Leadership and Learning.
Leadership and Learning. Yes, that's the segment.
Over to you.
So a few years back now, I used to work with a powerhouse of a woman. She taught me a lot about time management and task management. And if anybody's been listening to this show long enough, they know task management, me staying on task, is a task in itself.
Squirrel.
So the fact that she was able to teach me some task management is amazing. But she did. She helped help me prioritize incoming tasks and help me organize an active waiting list. In a busy building where we used to work, those skills were crucial to have. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of leadership skills going into that position. I already had established myself as a leader. But she really helped me hone those skills. She really helped me sharpen those skills. She helped me understand the difference between delegation and dictation. She helped me understand also when the two were necessary. She helped me understand that it's okay to do things by yourself and as the leader want to carry the team, but it's also okay to delegate responsibilities and tasks. And that was really hard for me because I wanted to make sure that I just wasn't pointing, you do that, you do this, you do that, you do this. I was a team leader and I led by example. So it was really hard for me sometimes to delegate responsibilities and take that off my plate and say,
Right.
okay, I'm going to need you to do this, blah, blah, blah. And to understand the difference between delegating and dictating is a really fine line.
Oh, yeah. Fine line.
To know, okay, this person's, their strengths are here and here, this person's is here and here, to delegate those tasks to their strengths, but then to be able to dictate, okay, I need you to go and do this and this when those were necessary and needed. That was, it took me take me a long time to figure out, but it didn't come natural to me, let's just say. And she helped me figure that out. And she taught me to stay calm in stressful situations and rise up as a leader when a project was in its 11th hour.
Wow.
And I understand as an administrator, as a principal, you know what the 11th hour looks like. Mm-hmm. You've had a lot of 11th hours, I'm sure, as a principal, as an educator. And she taught me how to stay calm when the project was in its 11th hour. Okay. And how to succeed and get it done. We have a lot of mutual respect for each other. She trusted me in my abilities as a building operator and in my capabilities as a leader to put it all together. She's getting ready to retire soon, and she deserves every single moment of downtime that she allows herself to have. I really enjoyed working with her, and I really do miss working with her. We have become very dear friends, and she's someone I respect so much. And although we no longer work in the same building, but her influence on me, no matter what building I'm in, will always shine through.
I know the exact building you're referring to, and I know who you're talking about, and I agree. So what an exceptional leader. And I'm going to talk about an exceptional leader that I had the pleasure of working for, a boss, a leader, a superintendent. And under this individual's leadership, she shaped me and the way I lead, how I show up every day. She was direct, no nonsense, no bullshit, just deeply intentional, everything about her. And I learned the value of clarity, accountability, and being a substance over talk. She taught me how to lead from behind, how real leadership isn't about being in the spotlight. It's about empowering others to succeed. And it's what I've been advocating. It's not what you do, it's what other people do through your guidance and support.
That's right.
That by them growing, you grow. She always had her finger on the pulse. She knew exactly what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, who it was going to happen to. And she knew enough about the background. She stayed connected and read all situations accurately. She had a habit of asking really tough questions People either loved her or they hated her. And it was a tough questions that she asked, just meaningful questions that pushed people to think critically, reflect deeply, and make decisions rooted in strong values, especially when they faced ethical challenges. And I will never, ever forget the interview that I had with her because I was shitting bricks.
Oh, really? Do you remember any of the questions?
Oh my gosh. The very first question, she said, Brian, looked over your resume here, and could you describe an ethical decision that you had to make that tested your moral values?
Whoa. Are you serious?
And luckily there were a few in my career that I could answer there, but it was like, whoa.
Wow.
And
what a zinger.
It was a zinger, but oh my gosh, I'll never forget it. But she instilled to me the importance of visibility and presence. And now I know her daughters, one of her daughters works with you in your current work environment right
That's
now.
correct.
And I'm sure she has some of the same skills her mom has. But very visible, very present. I can remember working with this leader, and we were in charge of 15 or 20 different schools in the area. And she not only oversaw what was going on, but she had a pulse on what was happening in every single one of her schools. And she said, okay, Brian, something's going down at this school. Of course, I wasn't privy to what was. All I knew, and she would call her team in and she said, okay, you're going to be there on Mondays. You need to be present. And you're going to be there on Tuesdays. Brian, your day's Wednesday. You need to pop in with resources for the school, drop into the office, support them, do a walk through the schools. They just need to see that you're supporting them. Okay. No questions asked. Wednesday on my calendar, I knew that I was going to show up at a certain school at a certain time with resources for the staff, for the office, and do a walkthrough.
Wow.
She had a pulse on what was going on. I developed the habit of intentional presence because of her, and her constant check-ins reinforced the importance of follow-through and genuine support. And those moments of leadership are built on connection, accountability, and trust.
Of course.
And when she passed away, everyone had stories about her. About the influential leader that was ahead of her time, leading in an education setting. And because of her, I led with higher expectations, stronger integrity, a clear sense of purpose. She didn't just manage, she developed people. And through the influence, I carried the habits of being present, asking hard questions, and standing firm on my values. Was I popular? In some cases, no. But I knew I was there for the right reasons. And your job is to bring out the best in other people. And she did that.
It's very clear, listening to your story and comparing it to mine, it's very clear that both of these women, they were leaders creating leaders.
Yes, that's it.
That's
succession planning.
Very two powerhouse women.
Good.
And that wraps up today's episode of Coffee and Conversations for Men.
Thanks for spending time with us. We truly appreciate it.
Be sure to check out the show notes for resources, links, and everything we've covered today.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this conversation, share it with a friend or leave us a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
You can follow us on Instagram at Coffee and Conversations for Men. That's 4 as in the number 4. Got a topic you'd like us to explore? Reach out and let us know.
Just a quick reminder, we're not therapists, we're not counselors, we're not licensed professionals, just two longtime friends sharing real stories and lessons from our own lives.
So if you're facing challenges with your health, your mental well-being, or your relationships, we encourage you to seek guidance from qualified professionals.
We hope our conversation sparked reflection, encouraged growth, and helped you feel more connected.
Until next time, this is Jay
and Brian
reminding you to grab your coffee
or your favorite drink
and keep the conversations going. To stay strong,
stay curious,
and stay connected.